another video. So today is going to be a Top 5 Wednesday video, and Top 5 Wednesdays are currently hosted by Sam over at Thoughts on Tones. I will leave a link to her channel down below, as well as the Goodreads group for Top 5 Wednesday topics. So today's Top 5 Wednesday topic is books to help you get out of a reading slump. So we've all had those times where we just get into a slump and we just cannot get out of it, or have a hard time getting out of it, and for whatever reason, just picking up a book to read doesn't have quite the same appeal as it used to. So these are my top 5 picks of books that will get you out of any reading slump. However, be warned that some of these, they are series, so some of these, once you finish the series, you'll probably end up in another slump again. But hey, that's why there's lots of books on this list. So let's get into the books that'll help you get out of a reading slump. And by the way, these are in no particular order. However, if you've been on my channel before, then it's not hard to guess what I would put as number 1 and 2 to get you out of a slump. But these are in no particular order. So for getting out of your reading slump, the first book I'm going to show you guys is The Diviners by Libba Bray, and I love this book. It is it's set in 1920s, and it is a paranormal murder mystery. So it's got paranormal, it's got ghosts, it's a murder mystery. There's just so much to love in this book, and the characters are great, and a lot of talk on BookTube lately has been about diversity and reading more diverse books, and this book has a great diverse set of characters. So yeah, there is just so much to love with this book, and I definitely am needing to read the second book, Lair of Dreams. I want to read it, I'm thinking, in the fall. So I want to reread The Diviners and then get to Lair of Dreams in the fall. But this was one of my favorites. So good, you guys. If you haven't picked it up, it's a huge book, so it's intimidating. I know it took me forever to pick it up because it's a huge book and it's intimidating. So if you are intimidated by the size, I'd say pick it up anyway, because the beginning does start off a little bit slow, but once you get into it, man, it gets really good. So definitely check it out. So the next book that I'm going to show you guys is one that I read last year, and I actually really enjoyed it more than I thought I would, and that is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is the first in the Lunar Chronicles. So obviously it's a Cinderella retelling, and I actually didn't think I figured I would enjoy it because everyone loves the Lunar Chronicles and Marissa Meyer. So, and this series is so hyped up. So I knew I was gonna enjoy it, but Cinderella is not my favorite fairy tale princess or fairy tale. So I wasn't expecting to like it quite as much as I did. But I absolutely loved Cinder, and I definitely cannot wait to get to the rest of the Lunar Chronicles series, which will be happening next month in March, because March is like my fairy tale retelling month. So I'm definitely going to be picking up the rest of the series next month, and I cannot wait. I have a feeling that this series is going to become another instant favorite of mine. Just like when I picked up Throne of Glass, I read the first book and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I had already predicted that series would become an instant favorite of mine. Well, I also love Cinder, and I'm predicting that the rest of the series is going to become an instant favorite. So I cannot wait to get to it, especially Cress, because I've heard such good things about Cress, and everyone seems to love it. And that one, I believe, is a Rapunzel retelling. So I cannot wait to get to the rest of the series, you guys. Next on my list is Lux the Beginnings, particularly Obsidian, by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Now, I read Obsidian a couple years ago, and it was actually the book that got me out of my reading slump. Because I was in a huge reading slump for a while and just could not get through many books. And then I read Obsidian on my iPad at the time and absolutely loved it. I love the characters in here, and I just could not stop reading it. Like, I loved Obsidian, and it is a very character-driven book. As far as the first book goes, there's not much that happens plot-wise. I think I had a review or a wrap-up of Obsidian where I said that, there's not much that happens in the first book plot-wise, but the characters are so compelling that you just really want to know more about them and read about them, and they are what keeps you turning the pages. So definitely this one was the one that helped me get out of my reading slump, so of course I had to add it onto the list. I have not read the rest of the series yet. I've only read Obsidian so far, but I really want to get to the rest of the series this year. I'm hoping to reread Obsidian and then finish off the rest of the series this year. Hopefully. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it got me out of my reading slump, so definitely have to have it on this list. So the next two books on my list, you guys, you probably already know what they are if you've been on my channel for a while. These are two of my all-time favorite series. So this one is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, the first book in the Infernal Devices trilogy. I absolutely love the Infernal Devices. It is one of my all-time favorite series trilogy. The Mortal Instruments was great, but this is like 100 times better in my opinion. I just absolutely loved it. I love the characters. I love the story. And oh my gosh, Cassandra Clare, your Shadowhunters, your world. Oh my gosh, I love them. Lady Midnight is also amazing. So, if you need to get out of a reading slump, pick up Cassandra Clare. Doesn't matter, like I said, I love Infernal Devices more than Mortal Instruments, but hey, all of her books are great. So, whether you pick up Mortal Instruments, you pick up the Infernal Devices, or Lady Midnight, although I would suggest reading them in order, unless you're okay with spoilers and not completely understanding some subplots, I would suggest reading them in order. But any of her books, you guys, if you need to get out of the slump, any of her books, I'd recommend. And the last book on this list, the last series on this list, another, again, all-time favorite. I talk about this series so much on my channel. If you've been on my channel recently, you've seen like I've got a lot of videos talking about this series. Cause come on you guys, it's freaking amazing. And of course I'm talking about the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Oh my gosh, I love this series. And yeah, what can I say that I haven't already said a million times in all of my other videos? Pick up the series, you guys. If you haven't picked it up yet, do yourself a favor and pick it up, because it's amazing. I will say start with Assassin's Blade before you get into Throne of Glass. That would be my suggestion. I would have wanted to start off with Assassin's Blade first, so I can kind of know more about the backstory of what's going on before I get into Throne of Glass. But hey, that's just me. Just a suggestion. You don't have to do it. But yes, Throne of Glass, you guys. Amazing. Definitely, if you need to get out of a slump, pick up the series. Although I will say, by the time you finish the series or get up to the current book, you're probably going to be back in another slump. But then you can just pick up a Cassandra Clare book, or Obsidian, or Diviners, or Lunar Chronicles. See where I'm going here? I always got a book to get you out of that slump. And I haven't read A Court of Thorns and Roses yet. I haven't read that series yet, but everyone has been raving about it. Everyone absolutely loves and adores it. And it's Sarah J. Maas, so if it's anything like the Throne of Glass series, I mean, not anything like it, but it's Sarah J. Maas, so it's gonna be freaking amazing. I'm sure I need to pick up the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I definitely need to pick that up, because I'm sure it's freaking amazing. I don't know what I'm doing, haven't picked it up yet, so yeah. That's gotta happen soon, because her stories, you guys, her stories, how in the world does she come up with the craziness that goes down in these series? I have no idea, but yeah. So that's it for this video, you guys. That's it for my top 5 books to get you out of a reading slump. Let me know in the comments below, what are your recommended books to get you out of a reading slump? Let me know, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!